Hey, good morning, everybody. It is 8:25 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and this morning we're going to take a look at our tropical update, and we're going to take a look at Lee again. Again, this newest forecast looks like it shifted the track east, so it looks like it's going to hit east of Maine, at least some deepest impacts, the most strongest impacts, and then towards Nova Scotia. So let's take a look, though, because that's kind of a small image. Let's take a look at our GFS model off the NCEP site and just kind of take this play-by-play and see what the modeling is doing for the storm system. So again, here we have it. Let's just let it loop here by itself. Here we have that's a 960 millibar, so it's a hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean, just steaming towards the north. It's also expanding its wind field as it heads north. And as you can see, it finally curves west by September 16th, which would be Saturday, but it does look a little bit farther east than yesterday, although it will still give some strong winds to Maine. But I think it's the significant impacts of it are weakening a little bit. So that's a good news for that area for Maine. Then after that, just take a look at towards what happens after that. There is a hurricane that does head off to sea by September 24th. That looks to be a fish storm. In other words, completely off to sea and not really impacting land much. So that's that for the hurricane department. I'd like to take a look now at our storm prediction center outlook. So what type of severe weather are we going to have? And again, we're in that time of year, guys, that severe weather does tend to downplay itself a little bit. It doesn't tend to be as active as it is in the spring and summer. So according to their 1 to 8 day forecast, there's not much severe weather going on. Now, there will be general risks for severe storms here and there. But I do want to take a look, last but not least, at our Jamstack weather model. And again, their September run should be coming out any day now. Oh, it did come out. Oh, cool. So they have their September run out for, let's take a look at, I'm just going to take a look at the 2-meter temperatures from now. And this is the first time I've looked at it, so I'm looking at it with you guys. And okay, so for their October through December run, for their 2-meter air temperatures, they have a lot of warmth here across the country. So not promising for a lot of cold here in this run at least, but this is just one run, keep in mind. Let's take a look at our December through February temperature outlook, see what happens here. Fingers crossed. Oh, that is good news. Okay, so they finally went back to our cold look here for a Modiki El Nino, and it looks like if you're in this area where it's kind of hard to see, but if you're in that white area, that's the one like refuge you have in terms of wanting and having a cold winter, because again, this map is showing pretty cold temperatures for the Carolinas relative to average, and then even as far north as New York City in the Mid-Atlantic region, and also it's kind of hard to tell, but basically if you're in this area in the white, you're in for potentially a colder than normal winter. I mean, that's what the map says. We do have a good Greenland block here. We do have a good blocking high pressure and warmth over the North Pole, and again, let's take a look at our precip, because again, we have a winter back on board. I always am glad when people don't back off their forecasts, and because things like this happens. Last run was really warm, and then this run flipped back cold again. So again, anywhere, it looks like a southeast winter this year, guys. I'm not gonna hesitate to say that. Also a mid-Atlantic winter and a northeast winter. So yeah, this is very good news for those who like cold and snowy winters. Let's take a look at the F2 SI model, and I'm going to take a look at our 2-meter air temperature for that, because a lot of times it can be colder, and wow, look at that, it is colder. It has a very cold look for anywhere from the Midwest. This is going to be a brutal winter. I mean, this is the type of winter you want, because this isn't just your cold, pointless winter, so to speak. This is a winter where you have a block over the top and where you can get a lot of suppression for big storms. So with that, I'm going to close and leave the suspense hanging, because I do want to do more updates on this potentially throughout the day, but probably more likely throughout the weekend, because today is Thursday. I'm probably going to do more updates on this throughout the weekend. So this video is going to be titled Winter Hint for the winter of 2023-24. Make sure you stay tuned for more updates to come, and take care.